Rice undoes them all.
And what a match then. Arsenal 4, Luton Town 3. As it looked like at one stage that Arsenal would invite the chasing pack to close the gap. In the end, they extend it now to 5 points, with both Liverpool and Manchester City in action tomorrow. Nedum Onuoha joins us. Hi, because too excited by your background, Nedum. I forgot your name. Nedum looks like he's in an episode of Black Mirror. More on that in a moment. But first, let's start off. Steve, what a game. What a brilliant match.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were going in there.
No, because I said...
I'd shut off there.
That's all right. Should we start again? Oh, live. Oh, right, OK. Right. Stevie, what a brilliant match.
Well, I mean, there's pretty much two things in my head right now. And the first one is that this is what title winners do.
Right.
They get themselves in a bad situation and somehow claw their way out of it. And there's no question that's exactly what Arsenal did. The other thing is clearly the goalkeeper, David Raya. You know, this guy, as we stand, basically is making a mistake after mistake every game. Every game. Not now and again, but every game. Sometimes he gets away with it, and today he didn't get away with it. So Mikel Arteta has got himself in a right pickle, because with every game and with every mistake, it's making the things that Arteta was saying about the goalkeeping situation ridiculous every single time it happens. And I've got to tell you, when the second goal went in, the first thing that came to my head was, OK then, you try to talk nonsense about substituting goalkeepers. If ever there was a time to do what you said you wanted to do, now's the time. The goalkeeper's thrown 2 in, and you've got, according to you, another number 1 sitting on the bench. So put him in, and he didn't do it. So again, talk your way out of that. But the most important thing is Arsenal dug their way out of a situation, and that's what title winners do.
We'll talk about the goalkeeping situation in a little more detail in a moment, but Nedum, as Stevie said, when it comes to their title credentials, Arsenal added another notch, didn't they, today?
Yeah, they certainly did, but I think we have to look at last season as well, and they had quite a few moments just like this where they were scoring really late goals. I think it was like in Kessler against United. There were so many moments like this. Is this going to be the title-defining moment for them? And in some ways, I'm with Stevie. You know, you've obviously got the goalkeeping issue as such, but I thought this game would have been more comfortable for Arsenal, especially given how well they started. They go 1-0 up and they're forcing the Luton goal to make so many saves. But maybe at some point that sort of luck will run out. But at the end of the day, they've got people who can step up in the biggest moments, the likes of Declan Rice, the ball in from Odegaard. And it's not to say that they don't panic, but they go and have a belief that they can go and get a result. And I think these days, for me, I don't know if you guys would agree, it feels... I'd be surprised if they didn't go and get a late goal, as is their ability to do so with the people that are on the field, the belief that they have, and the times when they've done it before. And it's a shame for Luton, but for Arsenal, like, you know, that feeling of getting a last-minute winner, doesn't matter who it's against, is a fantastic feeling. But for them, it shows that they are now 5 points clear at the top of the table.
And we've seen it, haven't we, Shaka? Obviously, Manchester United famously in the past, Liverpool did it in their title-winning season as well. Being able to find something late on.
I'll be honest, I mentioned during the highlight from my time, average score with 60 minutes on the clock, you just knew Arsenal were going to find a winner. You just felt it all along. The surprising thing was that it took so late, and Luton played their own part in the build-up to that goal, a cheaply conceded foul. But then Declan Rice stepped up, and I keep saying this. When West Ham were selling Declan Rice in the summer and the price started to go north of 65 million, I thought West Ham were getting an absolute bargain here. I mean, I did not think that Declan Rice was worth that kind of money. The 105 or whatever it's now gone, it eventually went for. Declan Rice is worth every single penny. And as much as we talk about this late header, whenever Arsenal have struggled, both ends of the park, defensively or today offensively, Declan Rice has somehow been the person that they've been able to call on. It really is incredible to watch this man play the game. He is such a talent. And yes, there's a lot of things you can blame Luton for in terms of, well, you've seen the first and the fourth goal that they conceded. But you've got to give Arsenal credit for, again, not switching off, grinding out a result somehow. These things add up at the end of the season. You'll be on the wrong end of a couple, but as long as you keep doing this time and time again, those things work in your favour long term.
Declan Rice, coach's dream, I imagine, Stevie. Yeah?
Oh, absolutely. You know, the guy just stands out on the field. You always know where he is, and you can always see him on the field, whether it's with the ball or without the ball, which you can't say for a lot of players. You really can't, including Havertz. Havertz got his goal,
Yep.
but Shaka came to me at half-time and said, you know what, I didn't even realise Havertz was playing. You cannot...
Where were you?
Well, he was out. All right. Yeah. I was holding the fort. Where were you? Because you weren't there either.
I had to pick the kids up.
Oh, yeah, right. But as I said, that's Declan Rice. He stands out, regardless of who they're playing. Today it was Luton. But regardless of whether it's Luton or whether it's Man City, the other end of the table, this guy makes a difference.
That's not really the way that football works. You can try your best, but at the end of the day, shots will come down on your goal. And you would expect the goalkeeper of that standard to be able to do better on both. I think for me, I think there were mistakes that Ramsdale and stuff was making last season. And Arteta obviously wanted to see something different. But I just wonder now about the doubt that's potentially in his head. Maybe the next time Arsenal play, how many crosses are going to get put right underneath the crossbar to go and test Raya out if he's going to be the person that's in the sticks? How many shots are going to be let off? Because for anyone, for any player, you always want to say, oh, we'll move on, everything's fine. But in reality, you always remember the mistakes that you make. And, you know, in this instance, he's lucky in some ways that Arsenal ended up winning the game and, you know, Declan Rice is hugging him afterwards. But everyone knows the eyes are on him. And as he travels around the country now playing in these games, fans are letting him know that he's making mistakes. And it's very hard to forget about the mistakes he's made before.
This is all of Arteta's own doing, isn't it, yeah?
Yeah, it is. This has been coming all season long, in all honesty. And to Stevie's point, I'm not sure how you address this. You know, and as much as I've been saying all along that Mikel Arteta has to establish who's his number one. And I think he's done that in who he's selected. David Raya is now his number one. But then, even after that, I wake up this morning to the news that Mikel Arteta is saying that he hopes Ramsdale doesn't leave this January. I mean, all those things start to play in the back of David Raya's mind. You know, is the manager really convinced about me or is he not? And that turns in the performances that you have. And now the one time that we've seen Ramsdale, well, over the last couple of weeks, he didn't perform particularly well either. So now you have two, albeit talented goalkeepers who have this seed of doubt put in their mind by the manager, and neither of them are performing anywhere close to they can, or I think, a title-winning team needs them to be. They may keep getting bailed out. If Arsenal do go on to win this season, it's more about, I think, City being less than we've seen them to be, than Arsenal just being better and able to absorb the goalkeeping situation as it is.